look at, this is the billboard in Tehran, in Palestine Square. So they're basically all these targets in Israel. They're making it look like one of those daggers that the Houthis carry with them, right? So Reza Behruz here saying propaganda billboard erected in Tehran's Palestine Square, formerly Palace Square. Yeah, so it had a different name before the Islamic Republic. But so, yeah, erected in Tehran by the Islamic Republic's regime in Iran, essentially taking responsibility for Ansarullah attack on Tel Aviv. Guys, so Ansarullah is the name that the Houthis give to their party in Yemen. So they call themselves Ansarullah. So it's basically the Houthi attack on Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion International Airport. The billboard says in Persian and in Hebrew. So they also made sure that they write it in Hebrew so that the Israelis understand this. The billboard says in Persian and in Hebrew, all targets are in reach. For now, Yemeni missiles. So basically saying that we could anywhere in Israel, we could hit anywhere in Israel. And for now, we're using Yemeni missiles. So basically saying that the Yemeni missiles are our missiles, and we are using these missiles for now, meaning that in the future, we could use basically our own missiles of the Iranian regime. This is absolutely taking credit for the attacks on Israel. So, and it's insane for people to say, like, the fact that Israel, for Israel not to attack Iran because they're being attacked by the Iranian regime. Like, it's an insane ask for Israel not to respond in kind. And also you can see some other people, many people were basically showing this banner with the same analysis. So, for example, Jason here is saying, new banner in Palestine Square in Tehran, Iran promoting the Houthis' attack on Israel today. Israel now has the correct address to deliver its response in kind. It's long overdue to pierce the veil of the Iranian regime's plausible deniability. Khamenei for too long has sat comfortably in Tehran while the region burns from his proxies and partners. Right? Okay, so let's go to the next reason. And again, it's not just this tweet. There's something specific about this tweet that I don't know, tweet or post or whatever, that increased the chances of a war by a lot. Again, I'm not saying that there will necessarily be a war, but the chances of it has dramatically increased. And here's another reason why this was so massive. This is so, and it's not just the nature of this tweet. Okay, let me actually like and retweet this. Okay, oh, and follow. Why am I not following this guy? Okay, this is Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and it's true. Like, let me read this. I will read this to you. But this is the most aggressive stance, military stance that has ever been taken from any government in the United States towards the Iranian regime. Like, but it's not just that. There's something else specific about this that I will tell you why it makes it even much bigger of a deal. Let me know in the live chat if anybody knows what I'm going to talk about. Oh, I also got we got a new super chat. I've got 2 new super chats. I will read them both after I explain this. Okay. I hope I will remember that. Okay. So, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is saying, message to Iran. We see your lethal support to the Houthis. We know exactly what you are doing. You know very well what the U.S. military is capable of, and you were warned. You will pay the consequence at the time and place of our choosing. This is not an if anymore. This is a promise. We have never seen a statement to this level promising a military response to the directly to the Iranian regime. But it's not just that how aggressive this is from the Secretary of Defense of the United States. There's something else about it that made this a much bigger deal. Does anybody know what I'm about to talk about? Anybody know what I'm about to talk about? Chuck is saying, I love it. I know you see, I can't take this guy seriously though. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the Secretary of Defense appointed by Trump, the most is a taboo breaking post. Okay, so I don't see anybody knowing what I'm about to talk about. So, okay, so this is crazy. So I have to give you some context, right? So some people on Trump's team that is more in line with what we want is the things at least when it comes to the aggression against the Islamic Republic. Pete Hegseth, Mike Waltz, Marco Rubio, great. One person that we don't like, which is actually in charge of the negotiations, is Steve Witkoff. And he has had many times he had posted things and said things that seems to be the guy that Trump has put in charge of the negotiations with the Iranian regime. His position seems to be more closely to another version of Obama's deal, another JCPOA, right? Basically, just a reduction in enrichment of uranium. That's why we don't like him. We don't like this Trump appointee because he seems to be much more in line with what the Iranian regime wants itself. Okay. However, he recently, what he did, if you go to Steve Witkoff's account, if you scroll down a little bit, and he doesn't tweet much, okay? But if you just scroll down a little bit, look, he retweeted this. No, Witkoff is not fired. No, you're thinking about Mike Waltz. Witkoff is still in charge of the negotiations. Look at this. The most appeasement-oriented JCPOA Obama deal, giving the Iranian regime what they want in this negotiation, person in this whole, back and forth that we did not like his position, like we were against, retweeted the most aggressive military threat from an American administration to the Iranian regime, basically putting his... No, what do you mean not telling at all? This is very telling. What do you mean? This is putting his stamp of approval on Pete Hegseth's position.